Got this new setting. You can hold inappropriate messages for review. Cool. So I know it's been a while, everyone. Welcome to the Optimistic M on YouTube. I'm sipping my beer right now, just chilling, and basically today I want to talk about my last couple of weeks as a camera wielder, as I like to refer to it, photo taker, photographer, if you want to call me that. I probably shouldn't drink too much of this. I got a early day tomorrow. Anyway, ooh, that's rough. Doesn't age very well, does it? Beer. So, where do we start? So last time, it's been at least two and a half, 3 weeks, and in that time I've been somewhat busy. But last time I talked about a few things. Majorly, one of the things was going pro photography, like for reals, like stepping up my A game, getting more into like I should have done like once upon a time. I am now doing a lot more. I'm pushing myself to my edges, like challenging myself further than I've ever gone before in photography, like straight up, no joke. I'm gonna talk about that. The last time I talked about how I got into photography, basically the cameras, the equipment I use, taking side projects basically. So that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks. So I'm not just like just spitting out BS. I'm actually following through. I'm taking action. I'm going to do this, and it's not gonna be like I'm not gonna jump in, head over heels and burn out, whatever. I'm taking it slow, but as well I'm pushing myself, challenging myself, and making it happen. So that's what I'm doing right now. What have I been doing the last few weeks? Actually, I'm gonna get to this shortly. So this is more like a blog style, if you're familiar with some of my work. So I'm not gonna really explain any technical aspects. So maybe a little bit here and there, but just basic stuff. If you're here for photography, if you're here to learn how to use your camera, if you're here how to learn certain things about photography, then I will say you're not in the wrong place, but this is more or less going to be a more or less formal discussion versus me explaining to you, this is what you do in this situation with your camera, you gotta set your aperture here. I'm not doing that. In the future, I may do that, but right now, kind of go on my flow here. So as far as life updates, that's pretty much been the bulk of it. Work, of course, I do have to make money, despite the fact that I also have to work. Actually, it doesn't feel like work, right? When I'm doing my photographer thing, I'm in the zone. Like it doesn't feel like work, and time goes by so fast. It's amazing. I'm gonna get to this story. So, but it's been about it lately. There is one thing. I didn't put it in the agenda, but I went to the amazing Comic-Con, which they only have here and one other place, which is Las Vegas. And my sole goal, this is like 3 weeks ago, so it's not within the last 2.5 weeks, obviously, but I'm going to count it because it is a photography project. So I went out And my whole mission, my whole objective was to capture some badass cosplay, which I did. However, here's the thing. I got this new lens. The lens is awesome. It's great. Here's the thing. Here's the kicker. I have to manually focus it. So I'm gonna actually show you what this lens looks like. Cause one second, be right back. Okay, my bag in front here. All right, so I got this lens from Japan. Great price, right? It was only $200. I figured, hey, why not? The only thing is this. Well, one, it's an older lens. It's a 28-75 millimeter Tamron, a spherical XR DILD. I don't know what the IF stands for, but the major thing with this lens is it does not have a built-in motor. This is, of course, very important if you are wanting to autofocus. And there's only, to my understanding, there was the D7100 and some other camera that actually had basically a screwdriver motor. What happens is there's like a screw drive which connects to the lens here. You can actually you can see it right here. Actually, there's a screw right there, and it turns that, and that's how it autofocuses. This is an older lens. I should have probably did more. Well, I should have did more research, but it's fine. I got it really cheap. It's a good lens overall. Like I've taken great shots with it. Main thing is it takes long to take a shot. Kind of like the old days, at the standard focus. The greener side of things is that I learned a little bit more about my camera. Basically, there's this setting that, what is it called? Well, there's a green light when you reach optimal focus, so it always comes on. And then there's this focus, can't remember the name. It's like the focus meter. There's 0 is perfect, and then there's above 0, and then there's below 0. So that tells you how on and off focus you really are. So those two things helped me significantly. And plus, I didn't realize they were on there. So when I manually focus now, at least I know what the hell I'm doing. I've taken this out. I've done 3. So I'm jumping into it right now. I've done 3 photo shoots for this lens, and I've gotten some stellar results, and I've gotten some not so good results. Not because of the lens itself, but because it uses manual focus. And this is where manual focus is great if you're not moving around much, if you have the time. For portrait photography, it's a little bit more challenging because the model's going to be posing going this way, whatever, walking, moving, and you gotta imagine, like, I not so much the cosplay shoots, but more so my second shoot, which is with an acquaintance of mine, and I got some pretty great shots, by the way, and some not so great shots because of the manual focus. Well, images would come out a little bit soft, or just downright unusable. Even putting it in Lightroom, which I use as my editing program for photos, I got nothing. Like, I couldn't fix it. So I basically scrapped any of those photos that look just totally like blurry. This is nothing I can do. Going back, because I only mention this because I've used this lens for 3 different occasions so far. Like I said, I like the lens. I did massive research on either this type of lens or a lens like it, because Tamron only has one 28 to 55 75 28-75, and now I'm looking at the 24 to 70. Right. As you can tell, it is kind of compact. It's small. It's very good. And in comparison to Nikon, for example, extremely inexpensive. And you get your bang for your buck. Even with some of the shortcomings the lens does have, which I will leave that to you to research, but the only shortcomings I've had with the lens is, well, the manual focus doesn't work on my camera because it doesn't have a screw drive, and that's the main reason. And I would say probably the other one is it doesn't take lens flares quite as well as Nikon's. However, I've just quote-unquote invested money into a new 24 to 70 millimeter. The one that just came out like literally a few weeks ago, by the way. But it's because I'm investing in it because I want a lens that works, and that's going to be my workhorse lens, especially in regards to portraits. Going back, because I keep going back and forth on this, but when I went to the Amazing Comic-Con, which I thought was cool, it was a lot smaller than what I was used to, and as far as anime conventions are concerned, definitely a lot smaller than QuietCon, and most likely smaller than the Honolulu Comic-Con. But I don't have a basis for comparison because I wasn't at that one. So I decided to go to this Amazing Comic-Con, and I overall had a good time. I got some spoils. I got actually this artist, cool artist by the way. I have to look for the card, but he draws these epic Batman environments like Gotham City, and then I got another one which has been printed on aluminum or tin, and it's Batman Returns, and it's so epic. Very talented artist. There was a few other, I mean, they're all talented. The few others that caught my eye, but when I walk into a convention, I don't want to just spend like tons of money because I don't have tons of money to spend on stuff like this when I'm doing other things. So I got the two. Actually, it was a 1-for-2 deal. He said, "Hey, if you buy this 10, you can have the larger. I think it's paperboard drawing." And I was like, "This is a sweet deal." It's like $30, basically $30 for both pieces. The 10 is about this size, and it's red. It's kind of like a monochrome with a red sky. So Batman Beyond, and then the Batman is like basically it looks like a pencil drawing, like black and white. Basically, it's pretty cool. I would take it off the wall, but I don't want to go through the trouble and put it back up there. I might just take a picture of it later and show you guys. If you remind me, I will do that. Anyway, back to the con. Besides the fact that I got some spoils from the con, and I went with a friend, and we had agreed to meet there, and he already knew I was on a mission. I was on objective to take photos. So when I went there, I think it's mostly my fault because I should have pushed more for it. And plus, by the time we got there, it was about 4:30ish. He had been there earlier with his friends for a couple hours at least. While I did have a good time overall, I left a bit disappointed. Not because of the lack of activities so much, but the lack of photo capturing. I'm still working on the photos. I should have actually finished them by now, but I'm not. So one of the things I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to work on some of those photos, and I suppose I could put it, yeah, I guess I could make the blog. I know what happened, I know what I did. Basically, I'm explaining right now in this vlog. So after I get done with this, I'll edit the photos. Probably not all of them, because, and that's the other thing. I didn't take too many pictures, and the ones that I did take, some of them didn't come out right. One of the things, as someone that's investing time into this, is lighting. Lighting, if you're familiar, lighting at conventions generally sucks ass. And it's because they use these overhead lights. They're like basically gym lights. While it looks good for your eyes, it looks like it's bright, right? It's not that bright. In fact, your eyes are just adjusted enough so it looks good. Versus when you go outside, it's like, oh, the sun's bright, and then you readjust. Unless, of course, you're staring into the sun, which I don't recommend. Don't recommend that. By the way, who was out there for the eclipse? We totally missed it here in Hawaii, because by the time the eclipse did happen, it was already 6:30 in the morning. Plus, we only got very partial, so we didn't see much of it at all. I didn't see anything because it was cloudy, and it was morning. I was trying to get to work on time while everybody else is watching the eclipse, which I've seen some pretty epic photos, by the way. Good job on that, whoever put those out. I'm eventually going to finish this beer. It's a pale ale. It's actually relatively good. It's just been sitting for a while in the can. So I don't think it is good. It's as good as it could be. Anyway, I digress. So, getting back to the con, the amazing Comic-Con, which I am looking forward to going to more stuff like this in the future. One of the things I walked away was I was a bit disappointed because I didn't get many captures of cosplay. I did, however, meet one of my friends. He does a lot of production work. He built one of the sets, actually two of the sets. I take that back, two of the sets. Give a shout out to Keone. Built two of the sets: Game of Thrones, the Wall of Faces, and the Throne of Swords. No, there's a different name for that, but I spaced right now. It's like the Throne of 1,000 Swords. Bixby, shut up! I swear, Bixby sometimes activates by itself, and I didn't even say anything. Did you hear me say Bixby at all? At all? No, I did not say that. So Bixby, please be quiet. What's supposed to happen is I'm supposed to say, "Hi, Bixby," and it activates, which it just did. Bixby is pretty cool if you have a Galaxy S8, 8 Plus, and whatever Bixby is actually on. Anyway, I didn't get too many photos, and that was my biggest disappointment. And we left. I was only there for maybe 2 hours, and I left. I said, hey, whatever. It's something I regret because I should have pushed more for staying longer. And I guess, one, I wasn't really like totally feeling it. Like, when you're trying to do something, trying to make it happen, and you just don't feel like it. Like, there's something that's just like, dang, I wish that this would work. I wish I felt that. I felt great enough for it to work. And if you just push yourself just a little bit more, you'd probably have a great time. However, I didn't in this case. And so I walked away. Very few photos. I did notice a few local photographers that had taken like a crap load of photos of cosplay that I just totally missed. And maybe, I'm sure it was a timing. We did get there kind of late. It was the second day. And I was looking forward to seeing a lot more. I didn't see much. Again, the convention was a bit small. There wasn't much going on in regards to like Hawaii Con is huge. It takes up like 2 or 3 levels. This only took up one and a half, and there was another convention going on aside from it. Oh yeah, Spocom. There was also Spocom, which I did not go to. In fact, I didn't even know what it was. So look it up. It has basically to do with cars. I'm gonna really have to look that up. Something I'm gonna look at in the future because a lot of models go to Spocom, and I know one of them that actually did go. I'm getting to that shortly. So, Major Comic Con was kind of a bust for me. Again, I did get few shots, and because of the lighting and then going back to manual focus, it just, the whole thing I just kind of like, just go already kind of thing. So that's on me. Next time I will push myself. I'll have better time. I will get some more cosplay shots for you guys, and of course for myself, because I like to edit those type of things. I like to do it. Like I said, I'm going into this. I'm doing more portrait type photography. That's people. Photography of people, and not just any people. Let me clarify something right quick here. So there's all sorts of types of portrait photography. There's family photos, of course. Family photos is the most ones you're gonna see. Weddings. There's boudoir, erotic, nude. There's sports, lifestyle, lookbooks, fashion, glamour, beauty. And by the way, I've basically done lifestyle, beauty / fashion, and yeah, I think that's it. I wouldn't say Eero. I haven't done that yet. Just the 3 photo shoots I've done in the last 2.5 weeks. Actually, we'll just say 3 weeks. In the last 3 weeks, I've done those variations. Crazy, right? The even crazier part is I put myself out here. I put myself out there, start asking people. Now, all of a sudden, I'm getting these pings. I'm pinging people that ping me back, say, hey, you want to shoot? For reals, yes, let's do it. And I will shoot. But I'm not going to shoot just anything. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not going to shoot just anything. And I have my reasons, but I want to push myself to do things I've never done before. Go beyond my comfort zone of various types, whatever it may be, of portrait photography. That's one of the things, one of the many projects I'm working on as far as that goes. Now, of course, I'm going to continue to take portrait or photos of landscapes, street photography, that sort of thing. I have more of that coming. Um, I still have a lot of Australia stuff to edit. Some of it is edited and I haven't posted it yet, just because I feel like I like to really be in the mood. I don't like the spam, not necessarily like just spam stuff out, just blast it out, like just blast it. I don't necessarily like to do that because one, I like to tell a story when I post something. And for me to tell that story, because the more I blast out, it's like the more diluted that story gets. And I don't like that. That's not really me. That's why it takes a little longer for me to get around to posting stuff, sharing stuff. As you can tell, I haven't really worked on my blog in months. Like literally, it's been months. The last thing I posted up there was, well, I only have 3 things up there. There was a photo shoot with my former roommate. There was not really a photo shoot, but it was like a photo outing with a friend, and then a hiking. I'm backlogged because I'm supposed to have one of the hiking posts up there, and now, oh see, I forgot. I'm supposed to have KawaiiCon up there too as well. So I'm a bit behind on this, but bear with me. Bear with me. Because I am one person. I'm taking photos like damn near every day. The hardest part is actually editing the photos and then providing the content. Like now, I'm sitting down right now, I'm providing content right now because I need to catch up on this. It's been, 3 weeks since I last posted a video. So, once I get the video done, then expect to see more stuff as far as the blog getting updated. And I just puffing smoke on my butt. I'm saying that's going to happen because I need to do it. I need to focus on that. Plus, with the recent photo shoots, I need to, as a pro, they say the difference between a pro photographer and somebody that's not pro is the fact that, one, how they conduct business. And if I can't share stuff in a reasonable amount of time, then what am I doing exactly is the question. What am I devoting my time to? Because, well, there are models out there that I have shot that would like their stuff to be shown. And it's my responsibility it's my obligation to not only fulfill that because they're my model, and 2, it's for both of our benefits. Not just mine, it's not just theirs, it's both of our benefits. It's to have something that's viewable for people to see, like, hey man, that's your work. That's my work. And not only is it my work, but it's my work of a particular model. So there's 2 forces at work there. And all this stuff's been free lately. It's all been free, but not free. It's not free. Nothing's free. Because I still have to do the work. They have to do the work. I'm paying them for their time with images. We both get paid in ways, and we both get an added collection to our portfolios. That's how it works. Called trade for print. That's predominantly what I've been doing lately. Anyway, I kind of went on a tangent, but I wanted to put that out there about the story. I feel like social media can easily get diluted if you just post like random stuff and don't even care about it. Just like, oh, I'm gonna post this today. I'm gonna post it today. I mean, what does it really mean? Anyway, I digress. So after the amazing Comic-Con, I did a second photo shoot of an acquaintance. Now, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over until I beat it into the ground, but this acquaintance of mine, she actually lived here some years ago. I think it was when she moved about a couple years ago to the mainland. So she was here. She's a local girl, we call her, and she came back to visit family and stuff like that. And around the time I announced, hey, I'm starting to do shoots, hit me up, I found some content of hers on Instagram. I was like, wow, you know, I didn't know she modeled, I didn't know she got into it. And she recently just got into it, and it's amazing how this works out. Because she's not my first photo shoot, like I said. I've done a photo shoot before that, but so it's not my first rodeo. I guess you could say it's my first rodeo, as in like I'm asking somebody like, hey, I seen some of your stuff. Would you like to shoot sometime? That was my first foray in that, and she agreed. Decided on a time, met up, and caught up a little bit, you know, and we shot. We shot this place called Magic Island on the South Shore here in Honolulu, and it was amazing. So I was there earlier the week before, and it was yet another shoot. We were shooting fireworks and sunset, but just to go out the area, see how traffic was, the layout. I hadn't been to Magic Island in years, and I swear it looks different. I swear they changed something major. Like it was like the Matrix, like something's different. What did they change? Anyways, that was cool. Again, it was around the sunset, golden hour. Got some good shots. Those are actually mostly done. I just haven't really posted much yet. I've only posted one photo on Instagram. My Instagram link is below, Mystic Mind Eye, and it's actually one of the first 5 photos you'll see. So of her facing the sunset. I'm still working on how to get stuff displayed on here, so please bear with me on that. Because right now I just got my face in the video. But anyway, so far I have that. She said that was her favorite. Thankfully, she liked it because, like some of the other shots, I mean, there are some pretty good shots, I think, but because, again, going back to the lens thing, I had an issue with focusing. Not only because it's getting darker, so that's 2 things. The third thing is that she's moving around, and I'm gonna have to go through like my photo shoot. I'm not gonna go into details right now because I know it's gonna drag out to like 2 hours. What I'm planning to do is make a series from this and slowly build up. But for now, I'm just telling you my story. So I'm working with I can't talk. Live. Welcome to the Optimistic M. Anyway, so I'm dealing with this dynamic. Oh, I can't autofocus. So I have to do this. I have to constantly do this. This is the way you're supposed to hold it. So I'm constantly doing this. And it's just like, it's driving me crazy. One, because I'm not used to it. It is challenging, but it's challenging in a way where it's just like, is this really necessary? Again, great lens, Tamron. I'm ordering another Tamron. In fact, the most recent one, which is a little pricey, but I'm basically gonna be leasing it until I pay it off. And that's gonna be my workhorse. So it's not just I'm not buying it just to buy it. I'm buying it because I need something like that in my life. I need it in my life. I need a lot of things in my life. I need that lens in my life, man. Nah, but seriously, like, it's a good lens. And so I'm gonna kind of finish up and jump to the third shoot, which is actually the lighting workshop. That was last weekend. I signed up literally after the fireworks, and no, I didn't win that contest, by the way, but the person that did win it deserved it. Like, the shot was amazing. And I knew exactly that was going to happen. Somebody's going to grab the grand finale, which is obvious. Grand finale, and it was like, they had somebody standing in front, so it was like, somebody's watching the fireworks. Pretty good photo. The guy is brilliant. He's on Instagram. We follow each other now. You can find him on there. I gotta remember the name. I don't at the top of my head. But where is it? Now you're gonna make me search for it. Hold on. And then I'm gonna get distracted because it's Instagram and there's all kind of stuff on Instagram. Okay. Where is it? Oh, here it is. So he won this contest for the fireworks. I'll show you. His Instagram is Nolam on Photography 808, and this is his shot right here. Like, epic, right? Grand finale. Now, if a lot of my fireworks came out pretty well, except the grand finale I just tanked because everything was blown out. I even tried. I tried in Photoshop, or not Photoshop, but Lightroom. I tried to bring everything down. It was so blown out, there was no saving it. So I went, and I'll show you. I went with this shot. So this one was actually my favorite of 3. I have top 3 photos. This one's okay. I mean, you can even tell that the wind's blowing a little bit because of like the wavy lines, the fireworks. That means I need a better tripod. And then this one on my Instagram is that purple though. Anyway, not to my own horn, but those are my top 3. But that guy, he's amazing. Like, stuff he does. Oh, man. He shoots some... I haven't seen much model photography, but he shoots some every now and then, I noticed. Mostly family, friends, stuff like that, I think. But so he doesn't do too much, but he does more of like landscape stuff like that, and he does a really great job. So check him out. Do I have to do an honorable mention? I should probably do that. Someone post this. Hold on. Okay. I mentioned him. I got at least put him in the comment section or the description. So I'm gonna finish this. I swear I am. Before this video is done, I'm gonna finish this thing. Woo! Oh man, holy cow! That's got a little punch to it. Anyway, moving on, because I don't want to drag this out too long. I gotta take care of some edits after this for real. I gotta get something done tonight. Besides this is great. I thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for following me. But it's not the only thing. The A09, that's the model. I should have checked that out. I didn't. Anyways, the lens. So this workshop, this lighting workshop, dude, it was so epic. We get there, class starts. He mentions, and this is basically my first step in the door of flash photography or off-camera lighting photography. First, I wouldn't say I've been intimidated by it. I just never used it, and they say never use the on-camera flash because it sucks balls. The reason being that you take a photo, it blows everything up, blows the colors out, and it looks so amateur. So I haven't used it. They say, if you want to be a pro, you gotta think like a pro. You gotta be like a pro. You gotta act like a pro. So I've been doing that and not using the flash on the camera. The built-in flash. Not the one you buy separately, put it on there, but the one that comes with the camera. Now, a lot of higher-end cameras don't even have it on there. But I bought this one specifically because just in case I needed to use it. It's better to have it than not have it, right? I like the logic in that. So that's why I got that. Anyway, it's like my first step in the realm of off-camera lighting. And I had a great time. So there's three different scenarios. Three basic scenarios that we did, and we split off into three groups. There were three models there. One of them I know. I didn't even know she was in the model. And again, it's like, wow. I started doing this, I started taking pictures years ago, but I started the whole people portrait photography thing recently. I'm meeting people like schoolmates, former schoolmates, former classmates. People I've known in a different life. And I'm meeting them in this life, and I think that's the most amazing thing ever, because it's like we've gone full circle. So we used to be in class. Now this is our passion. Now, I talked to her before. Her name's Rebecca, by the way, and you can actually let me look her up real quick. People's names I'll mention. I'm gonna try to include there's so many distractions on here. I'm gonna try to include their Instagram on here because people use Instagram. So Rebecca.Teresa, I'll put that in there. To mention, I'm doing it now so I don't forget. And so it's her, two other models. One I've seen before. Actually both of them I've seen before in some way, shape, or form on Instagram. I didn't realize it until after the fact. I was like, One bracelet, I was like, she kind of looks familiar, but whatever. I'm not really thinking about it at this point. I'm like, I gotta focus on trying to get the right composition for the portraits and stuff like that. And I'm just like firing away, and lighting's not exactly perfect, so we have to move it around. Just gotta get it perfect, get it where we want it to be, and came out with some amazing shots. Like, for real, it's like some of you can tell the lighting was just way too much, and so I had to bring the camera down. When I say bring it down, for anybody that's in photography that knows what I'm talking about, I had to bring it down, bro. So I had to mess with the aperture and bring it down, because this is way too much light coming to the camera. My stuff is being blown out. And even in post, when I'm editing the stuff, a few of the photos, like, well, more than a few, or just, especially the first setup. The first setup was the first light. The second setup was the 2 light setup. And the third setup was 3 lights, but a variation of 3 lights. One setup was a scrim. The other one was like 3, like one head on top, both on the sides kind of thing. And I mean, the whole shoot was fun. It was overall fun. It was like 3 hours, and it went like this, like gone, like photo shoot gone. They had the music going, everything. The models posing. I mean, you could tell they were doing it for a while. Rebecca, I know she's been doing it for at least a year. The other one, her name's Jenny, the one I started with, she's been doing it for 4 months. And so now I gotta put her name in there. The other one, Pong, sounds like Thai. Pong, I don't know how long she's been doing it. I didn't really talk to her. But it looks like she's a little bit more experienced, and she's also more like older. Nothing wrong with that. So she has an older look, more mature look than the other 2 models overall. So that was cool to have like a variety of like different, and not only that, different races. So the one was Asian. She's, I'd say Thai. Pong's Thai, and then my schoolmate, she's white, European to be. She's European to be specific. So there's a variety there. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I mean, overall, I had a great time. And shooting. I mean, you gotta imagine, like, I just stepped in a life where I'm gonna predominantly be around beautiful people, and not that people that don't do this aren't beautiful, but I mean, like, they're supposed to look good. They're supposed to look a certain way. Versus, like, you know, Joe Schmo on the street, you know, whatever. They're supposed to look good. And I'm gonna be working with people like this. I mean, can you imagine? Like, I can imagine it. Like, I'm just like, and then when I'm taking the photos, like, I'm trying to get like the best shots. So I'm like in it. Like, I'm deep in it. Like, I'm like bam, 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 snap. It's a different life, and I feel exhilarated by it. Like, I'm so there. So the experience overall is well worth it. A friend of mine had recently talked about this on an Anchor cast, an Anchor podcast, and I basically supplemented, I can't talk today, supplemented his cast, but hey, stating, when you feel like doing something, you should do it, because it's basically your motivation. It's the way I feel when I do something. It's like, I should shoot that today. I should go downtown and do that, or I should go uptown and do this. That workshop just bumped me up to a different level. Like, I've never worked so hard on a photo. And this is where, so there's both a technical aspect, which is science, and then there's an artistic aspect, which I love. And both of those forces are like, they're acting together. Unless you're more scientific and you do a lot more science ahead of time, and then you have less art, or vice versa. I tend to do more art than science. That's just my style. So I straight up, this is the hardest I've worked on photos, like, since I've started doing this. And mainly it's because of certain challenges that came up, like the lighting wasn't perfect, and so I gotta fix it in post. you cannot fix everything in post. Unfortunately, I don't know if anybody's told you that, but you cannot fix everything in post. So if your photo is too overexposed, like I was telling you about my fireworks, there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, it's done. You can try to fix it, you can try to salvage it as much as you can, but it's gonna be jacked. The same is true if you underexpose it too much, which I have run into the problem before doing one of my first photo shoots. Like, I didn't account for the sun going down, so my shutter speed was too fast and it looked good on the monitor of the camera, but when I got back home, I was like, that looks so dark. And so when I brought it up, some of the photos just look like total garbage. Lessons learned, right? Lessons learned. But you know, the whole experience of going through and doing all this it's taught me that Bixby it's taught me that, well, one, I enjoy doing this sort of thing. And I still have a ways to go. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not even saying that I am a professional photographer. What I am saying is that I've worked hard on some of this stuff. I'm getting results. People are liking it. People are loving it. So I'm doing something right. I have to be doing something right. And if I'm doing something right, I'm moving in the right direction, which is where I need to go. Because I don't want to stay doing the same thing for the rest of my life. I'm not going to be doing the same mundane job. I'm thankful for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for the reason it exists, because I need to pay bills. But at the end of the day, I want to get out of it. I want to do something that I love to do. I want to do something that I'm passionate about. And I cannot do that with a regular job. I cannot. There's no way in hell. It's impossible. I cannot make myself be passionate about something I can't be passionate about. I'm passionate about storytelling, basically, whatever art form that may be. Writing, for me, taking photos, doing video. I haven't done much video lately, but photography seems like that's my niche right now. It's my thing. And so I'm focusing more on that. And while I do like landscapes, street, stuff like that, architecture, I'm challenging myself because I know there is a way that one day, just one day, I will be able to make some money off this. And I'm not talking about the stereotypical shoot a wedding, shoot a family, and that's fine if you do that sort of thing. More power to you. I done the wedding thing for video. It can be really, really artistic. Some people flat out enjoy it, but there comes a time where it's just like, for me, I feel like it's kind of like once you've done one, you've done them all. Even though the situation is different, the people are different, the venue may be different. You may have different people working with you. You may have different assistants. The way I think about it is, it's essentially the same thing. It's another wedding. And I'm not saying every wedding is the same. I'm saying that once you get it down, it's like you wake up, and some people enjoy eat, breathing, sleeping weddings, and they make a lot of money doing that. As much as I'd like to make a lot of money doing it, because I could, I don't feel like I would be passionate about it. And I've heard from just a few people that were in that business alone that they had done weddings before, that got burned out, and they started doing something totally different, something they actually like to do. Again, the money is there, but do you really want to do that for the rest of your life is the question. And some people would say, yes, I do. It pays. And some people will do that. it's not me. It's not my creative. I don't. It's not my flow. As 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 much fun and exhilaration I've gotten out of editing video weddings before, it's not something I could do in a long term. And that could be attributed to some factors, being that I started going back to school, I started going back to business, and there's just different things that are working. But overall, I've gotten a point. I've gotten to a point in my life where I need to be focused in the direction of what makes me happy, not what makes others happy, one, and what pays the bills, or what I can do versus what I would like to do, what I want and desire to do. That is a difference between night and day. I cannot stress this enough. And if you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know how I can do that. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. This thought did not come to me over time. Overnight, I should say. It did not come to me overnight. It was something that came to me over years of doing something I didn't like, or something I could do, versus something I love to do. And I figured out that I have a lot more fun doing something I would like to do, something I desire to do, and that happens to be photography. So that's what I'm going to do, plain and simple. So I've been pushing myself again, challenging myself to the limits of myself to get out there and start doing more of it. Not just, you guys have seen a lot of my other photography, right? Like landscape, street, now fashion, actually working with models. Like, I'm not talking about like just any model. I'm talking about models, like up and coming models mostly. That's what I'm going to be working with, up and coming models, and working with them so they can expand their horizons. So this is like a two-way street. I expand my horizons. I make their dream come true. They make my dream come true. It's business essentially, and that's what I got in. That's what I went to school for, business. Except in this sense, it's artistic business. I get to actually apply something artistic, creative to the table, not just, oh, here's a lens, it's gonna be $50, and it's gonna make your life great because it does all these cool things, and yeah, $50, take it or leave it. So no, I'm looking at the future of this. Like, this is not just something. This is not just a fad. It's not a phase of mine. I'm not 50 years old. It's not my midlife crisis. This is like the next 20 years of my life that I have to find a way to do something with. And this is not going to be the only thing I'm going to be doing, obviously, but it's going to be a huge part of it, and I have to start pushing myself, because while I've been taking pictures for many years, I haven't really done much with it. I mean, yeah, I'll get the likes, I'll get the hits, I'll get the comments, I'll get the praise, the comments, feedback, whatever. Until I start putting it out there, to me, it means almost nothing, because it's like, I might as well just keep the photos on my hard drive. I might as well just keep them on my camera and let nobody see them, because basically that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing all this for people to see. I'm not doing this for people to like, to comment. I do appreciate those things, but that's not the reason I'm doing this for. And I have to remind myself that every day, because fame has a way of changing people. It has a way of changing your perception of like how to go about your day. So am I making a picture? Am I taking this shot? Am I doing this type of photo for the likes, or am I doing it for a different reason? I have to ask myself that question, because I can go down a pretty dark path pretty fast if you think about it. There's a lot of things. Like I said, there's a lot of different variations of portrait photography out there, and there's even porn. So people do that. So I'm just saying that there has to be a right reason, no matter what I'm doing, no matter what kind of picture I'm taking, what kind of theme, kind of story I'm telling. There has to be a reason other than I want likes, I want the comments, I want the praise. Those things are awesome. Don't get me wrong, I love praise. I soak it up. And that's one thing I'm working on, so it's not like, it's great. The thing I have to look at it in a way of like analytics. So if I focus on that perspective, that aspect of hits, likes, comments, whatever, that's okay, this is popular, but is it popular because of the time of day, or is it popular because maybe it's the type of picture it is? And there's various factors that goes into what people like, why they like it. They can like it maybe because, oh, I'm a friend of his, that looks cool, like it. Or, like I said, there's many factors. Anyways, I don't want to drag this on too long. It's already been an hour. I usually stop at an hour. I don't want to drag this on to like 2 hours. Plus, I need to do some editing. It's already 10 o'clock. And I don't have any more Game of Thrones to watch, guys. So I'm done with Game of Thrones. I don't know what you guys think about the ending of Game of Thrones season 7, but it was pretty epic. It was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but I will say this. I will say that these past couple of weeks after my announcement has been some of the best experience I've gained. Like not only like camera settings, compositions, meeting with models, networking. I'm doing all this stuff in such a very small amount of time, and I can do more. I'm not packed. Like, my schedule isn't like freaking jam packed yet. Wait for it. But I can take side projects, and I got another side project coming up the week after next, or the weekend after this upcoming weekend. I'm doing a male model. I'm doing a male model with kind of a GQ style. I will tell you more about that. More so either after it happens, or yeah, more than likely after it happens or right before it happens. Just to give you an idea of what my thinking is like before I do that shot, that shoot. Anyways, so I'm going to conclude and basically say that if you have something you're passionate about, do it. You will not regret it. And I stand here today, well, I'm sitting, but I'm proof that you can make it happen. I'm not the most outgoing person in the world. I've shot with a few very good looking models, and I'm telling you, it gives me that confidence, like, that I know one, what I'm capable of, and two, I know I can do this. And you can too. Whether that's photography, whether that's painting, whether that's making a video, making a movie, whether that's writing a book, a blog, whatever that may be. If you're passionate about it, I'm not saying jump head over heels and do it. Most people can't do their passion full time, and it has to be a part time. It's part time for me right now. A lot of models is a part time gig until they work up to something better. We're all in the same boat, basically. We want the same thing. And so I'm looking forward. I'm seriously looking forward to doing this a lot more. I'm looking forward to meeting more people, doing more shoots, getting more experience, and I'm gonna keep going until I keep pushing myself, because the only way that I'm gonna get better is like push myself, challenge myself, do something different, instead of take the same pictures, same angles, same thing. Hawaii is known for this and this and this. But I want to shoot Hawaii a certain different way. I want to show people what Hawaii is in a different perspective. That's me as an artist coming out there. This is me. I'm putting it out there. So, anyways, just do it. Do it. Go out there and do it. Go shoot. Hashtag go shoot. Hashtag just do it. And you'll make it happen. I mean, it's not hard. All it takes is a little time. I can't devote 24 hours to this, obviously. I can devote some time, like right now. I'm devoting this hour and 6 minutes to this video right now. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of time when you think about it. Yeah, I do have to go to sleep. Yeah, I do have to edit some photos after this, but it doesn't take nearly as much time as you really think. Exercise, for example, you might exercise 30 minutes a day for 3 days a week. That's an hour and a half. That's not much time, but it maintains your body. Perfect example. Exercise your craft, exercise your mind, exercise your body. Do it. Just do it. Anyways, I'm gonna leave off with that. I am right now considering a new video, a YouTube series, other than the photography thing, which that's gonna take some work. I know I've said I'm backlogged in videos too as well, but my friend from Australia actually suggested that I do a video about going abroad. Not like while I am abroad, which I plan to do anyways, but like preparing to teach abroad, for example, which is something I'm also planning to do, but next year. It's not going to happen this year. I've already planned it out for next year. It's something that's still in planning phases because I'm not totally 100% sure where I'm going to go yet. But as far as a TEFL program goes, I'm planning to teach English somewhere next year sometime. But he suggested, and I want to thank you for the suggestion, Joe. But so that's what I'm going to work towards doing. I don't know exactly the time frame of when I want to do that, but when I get a more of a firm grasp of like where I want to go, when I want to do it, more of exact dates, and then planning as to working up to that date, I think then I will give that video to just kind of show you what I did. If that's something you're interested in doing, you don't have to be. I'm just putting it out there. But anyway, I got dry mouth, and I'm supposed to finish this beer, man. I didn't finish the beer. The video is almost done. And I'm like, what the heck, man? So I'm gonna finish it right now for you guys. Right now. Chug, chug, chug. No, you don't want to chug this. I don't want to chug this. I don't want to chug this. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Oh. I hope I wake up early on time tomorrow. I'm not blitzed, but this has got some kick to it, man. This is the kicks. Oh, I think it's more or less old beer. That should be a face for my cover. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. No, I want to thank everyone, family, friends, followers alike, for coming, tuning in, and supporting my channel. there's definitely a lot more to come, so stay tuned. And if you like what you see here, please like and subscribe, and then share if you think somebody will benefit from this. I mean, whether it's a vlog or not. Um, and also it increases my, well, increases my chances of my video to be known, basically, for people to find it, basically, is what the algorithm of YouTube uses. But I'm not doing this for views, I'm not doing this for followers. Although that is nice, I'm not gonna argue, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm against that sort of thing. I do appreciate you guys coming here, obviously, to check me out, tell my story. There's gonna be more to come. I've been doing a lot of live stuff, so a lot of vlog I'm gonna leave live. I think that's better suited for this. I think this is a better suited medium for that. Every now and then I do use Anchor, so follow me on Mystic Mind Cast. And of course I have various social platforms. Mystic Mind Stream on my Twitter, Mystic Mind Live, Periscope, Mystic Mind I on my Instagram. If you're interested in seeing my photos, I would hope so if you're a photographer and looking for photography stuff. Oh man. Anyways, all those links are below, as well as my blog. I have a photography blog, mysticmindi.wordpress. No, I'm not drunk. Stay tuned. Like I said, I'm going to be working on this blog. I'm not gonna say bye tonight because it's getting late, but I am gonna edit some photos, so those are gonna pop up soon. And then I should probably plan sometime this weekend where blog posts are actually gonna drop. I'm gonna drop at least one blog post by this weekend, so stay tuned for that. I also want to put out here before I leave that I know in Florida there's a Hurricane Irma coming. Like, I don't, it's supposed to be like the most powerful hurricane in like Atlantic Ocean history. For anybody, any of my family, friends, followers out there, please be careful. Please be safe. Take care of yourself, and just do your due diligence and make sure you have everything before you really need it. Because if you don't have it, chances are stores are gonna be sold out, which I've already heard stories of. So be prepared, be ready, be safe, take care of yourself. And hope everyone gets through this without being too big of an issue like the last hurricane. Anyways, thanks everyone, and it's been awesome. Thanks for coming to the Mystic Mind, or Optimistic M, on YouTube. As you can see, I am getting tired, so I gotta get off this thing. But yeah, as always, thanks for coming, and I will see you on the next video. Stay tuned on my Instagram, photos, posting, as well as my blog, and tell me what you think. Feedback is always appreciated, as always, even on here on the YouTube. So put a comment below, like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. Later. Cheers. Shaka.